saying that, no matter where you are in life, no matter where you are mentally, and even though your brain might be fighting you on this, like, ending your own life is never ever ever the answer, and there will always be people that will miss you, and there will always be people who will be there for you, like, even if it's somebody that you don't know yet. Like, I remember a few years back. How many years ago was that now? So, god damn, it was a long time ago. It was probably 8 years ago now. But I was going through a really hard time, and it wasn't anything to this degree, but I posted something on Tumblr, and I was just sort of having a really, really rough day. And someone reached out, and she's now a close friend of mine. And it's crazy where stuff like that, even just sort of shouting into the void, like, there's always somebody there to listen. Sometimes you just have to give it a chance in that sense, And I think, especially for younger people as well, like, it does truly get better no matter where you're at. Like, it does get better, and also it can and will get better, but it's not gonna nothing's gonna change overnight. It's something that takes time, but giving it a chance is the most worth it thing ever. And I know I'm not very good with my words, but I just hope that everybody knows that they're not alone, and I hope that people can find friends and find people that can listen through this community. And I know that a lot of people already have, and I'm really, really glad that people have. And if you're having any suicidal thoughts or anything like that, I'll leave some links in the description. But just remember, I know that I've poorly worded this, but just remember that you're not alone, and that you have a purpose, even if you don't know what that is yet, and even if you don't feel like you do. Just know that your life matters, and what you do matters, even if you don't see it, and even if you haven't found that yet. And even if you're looking for sort of like a sign to keep going, I think a lot of people get to a point sometimes where they're not able to do something for themselves because of the way that people think about themselves. I know that I have a hard time just day to day, like, even with the smallest things of, like, giving myself a compliment or giving myself credit in any way. And I can very easily see how somebody wouldn't want to give themselves a chance or do something to help themselves. So if you're thinking about ending your own life, or you're thinking about hurting yourself in any way, don't do it. One, don't do it for your own self. And if you can't do it for your own self, don't do it for me. Don't do it for the people around you who are in your life. And if you're at a point where you feel like you're alone and you don't have anybody, don't do it for me. Okay? So let's make that deal. All right? I think it is really easy to miss those messages, because I think when you need help, it's, one, hard to ask for it, but sometimes you feel ashamed for asking for it, or embarrassed, or you feel needy or annoying or whatever. But I think just being present is so important to people. And even just asking for help in a small way of just like, hey, will you just listen to me? Or hey, will you just stay here with me for a few minutes? And even just like just being there for somebody, not necessarily asking about all of their problems, but just being present can do so much. Like just giving someone a meaningful hug or just spending meaningful moments with people, I think is so important, and it goes way beyond what initially you'd think it would do. This game was really good. You know, very very real and obviously very dark in some spots, but I think it's important to remember stuff like this, and I think it's important to bring some of this stuff to light sometimes. And I haven't played a game like this in a really long time, where it's a lot more serious and less you know, funny and wacky and goofy and stuff like that, because there's always a time and a place to be funny and goofy and stuff, but there's also a time and a place, and it's important to play games like this that remind us, you know, to reach out to people and to be patient, not only with other people but with ourselves, because it takes time, you know. I'm gonna end this one here, but I hope you listen to what I said before. You know, if you can't seem to keep going for you, I want you to try and do it for me. You know, so just keep going in any way that you can. If you can't do it for you, do it for me, do it for your family, do it for your friends, do it, you know, make a goal and take it day by day. You know, I think it's so easy to think of things in a huge grand scheme of things kind of way, where, you know, even just 1 year is a really, really long time in your head, but just take it day by day. You know, just try and make it to tomorrow. And then when tomorrow comes, try and make it to tomorrow again. You know, just keep going. Okay? So just make that promise to me. If you're feeling this kind of way, just make a deal with me that you'll make it to tomorrow. And then, you know, if you're ever feeling that way again, you can come back to the end of this video and make that deal with me again. Just make it till tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow.